Welcome to the Cup of Joe Wrestling Show.
Cup of Joe Wrestling Show?
With Joey Harris. A podcast for the wrestling fan on the go. So take your favorite beverage of choice and join Joey as he takes a look at some of the biggest shows on the WWE Network.
Welcome to the Cup of Joe Wrestling Show. I'm your host, Joey Harris, and we are broadcasting from makeshift studios in the shadow of South Central Virginia. Follow the show on Twitter and Blue Sky at Cup of Joe Pod. Email the show at cupofjoewrestlingshow@gmail.com. You can support the show at paypal.me/cupofjoepod. I am on Cash App and Venmo at The Joey Harris if you'd like to send me a couple of bucks that way. And then, of course, patreon.com/babykangaroo media for bonus episodes of the Cup of Joe Wrestling Show, the Joey Harris Super Show, the Green Room, the Book Club Baristas, and so much more. Just $5 a month for hours of extra content. And folks, back here today, had a pretty good weekend, was very busy, but got a lot accomplished. Not as much as I wanted to, but that seems to always be the way as we have now reached the official start of fall. So I'm looking forward to those autumn months and experiences as we're headed into my favorite time of the year. As today we take a look at In Your House 2 from the WWF. In Your House 2 was shown on pay-per-view on July the 23rd, 1995 from the Nashville Municipal Auditorium in Nashville, Tennessee. There were 16,482 in attendance and the show did 280,000 buys. We start out with our intro. Vince McMahon and Jerry Lawler welcome us to Nashville and run down some of what we are going to see tonight. The 1, 2, 3 Kid versus the Roadie. Kid attacks Roadie in the aisle and throws him in the ring, back and forth. Kid trips Roadie. Kid back kicks Roadie. He head scissors Roadie to the outside. Kid hit a plancha on Roadie. He hits a corner splash. Roadie comes back. Roadie clotheslines Kid on the outside. He drops Kid in the ring and hits a leg drop. Roadie with a backdrop. He gets a 2 count. Roadie with a rear chin lock. Roadie misses a splash when Kid moves, back and forth. Kid hits a spin kick for a 2 count. Kid hits a drop kick and a slam. Kid hits a frog splash for a 2 count. Roadie with a modified powerbomb for a 2 count. Roadie misses a corner charge. Roadie hits a top rope pile driver to get the pin. That was impressive. Roadie does a mic check for the concert coming up. Todd Pettengill is with the $1 Million Corporation. Ted DiBiase says Diesel can't run in the lumberjack match. Barry D plugs the lumberjack t-shirt in Diesel's locker room and the faces are pumped up. King Mabel and Sir Mo versus Razor Ramon and Savio Vega. Ramon's midsection is taped and strapped up. He takes the wrap off and throws it at Mabel. Ramon and Mo start. They trade wrist locks. Ramon hits a fallaway slam. Vega tagged in. He hits Mo. Vega with the clothesline. Mo with some forearms and Mabel tagged in. Vega with a stick and move. Mabel slams Vega and throws him out. Vega back in. Mabel with a series of corner whips. He gets a 2 count. Mo tagged in. He gets a 2 count. Mabel tagged in. Double team to Vega. Mabel slams Vega. Mabel with a snapmare and a nerve hole. Vega tries to slam Mabel, who falls on Vega for a 2 count. Mabel hits a suplex. Mo tagged in. Double team to Vega. Mo chokes Vega. Mabel hits a leg drop after tagging in. Mo in but misses a moonsault. A double count is going. Ramon tagged in. Ramon with a belly to back suplex off the turnbuckle. Mo comes back and Mabel tagged in. He goes up top but gets slammed off for a 2 count. Double team to Ramon, and Mabel hits a DDT. Ramon moves on a splash attempt. Vega and Mo are on the outside. Mabel hits a corner splash and a slam to get the pin. Todd Pettengill talks to the band. Doc Hendricks talks to Diesel's Lumberjacks. They all question each other about if someone took Ted DiBiase's money. The Roadie introduces Jeff Jarrett to sing With My Baby Tonight. He comes out and it goes on for way too long before he starts singing. He lip syncs the song. It was going to come out that the Roadie was actually singing, but plans changed, as they say. Vince is into it. We then get a SummerSlam ad. Todd goes out in the audience and asks about the performance. It gets mixed results. Henry Godwin versus Bam Bam Bigelow. They lock up and Bigelow with a side headlock, back and forth. Bigelow with some suplexes and a diving headbutt. Godwin comes back. Bigelow hits a DDT, hits a shoulder block. Godwin pulls down the top rope and Bigelow falls out. Godwin stomps Bigelow. Bigelow tries to get back in. Godwin runs Bigelow into a turnbuckle and hits a clothesline for a 2 count. Godwin with a rear chin lock. Bigelow comes back and gets a 2 count. Godwin chokes Bigelow on the second rope. Godwin with an elbow drop for a 2 count. They trade moves. Bigelow with a running boot. He misses a diving headbutt. Godwin misses a knee drop and hurts his knee for real, and Bigelow gets the pin. They show Bob Backlund in the crowd. Todd Pettengill talks to Shawn Michaels, who says he is ready for Jeff Jarrett. WWF Intercontinental Championship match. Jeff Jarrett with the Roadie versus Shawn Michaels. The Roadie comes out and introduces Jarrett. Michaels out to a great ovation. The bell rings and the belt is presented. Michaels takes the belt from Jarrett. They lock up. Michaels punches Jarrett. Jarrett with an arm drag. Jarrett with a wrist lock. Back and forth. Jarrett with a punch to knock Michaels to the outside. They exchange moves and shots. Jarrett clotheslines Michaels over the top rope, but Michaels skins the cat and struts inside. Jarrett starts to walk back to the dressing room but breaks and comes back in on the 9 count. He goes back out but gets thrown back in by Michaels. Michaels then throws Jarrett out on the Roadie. Michaels then crossbodies Jarrett and the Roadie on the outside from the turnbuckle. They trade shots and Michaels backdrop to the outside by Jarrett. Michaels ran into the ring steps. Jarrett with the front face slam for a 2 count. Jarrett with an abdominal stretch. Roadie grabs his arm for leverage, but gets caught. Jarrett gets a 2 count. Jarrett chokes Michaels on the ropes. He breaks on the 4 count. Michaels runs Jarrett into the Roadie for a 2 count. Michaels knocked to the outside. Roadie clotheslines Michaels from the apron to the outside. Michaels gets in before the 10 count. Michaels rolls through a crossbody for a 2 count. They exchange 2 counts. Jarrett gets a sleeper on. Michaels goes down to the mat. Michaels starts to come back. Michaels with a side suplex to break the hold. A double count is going. Michaels is up at 8. He gets a 2 count. Michaels with a flying clothesline. He hits a series of moves for a 2 count. Michaels posts Jarrett in the corner. The Roadie crotches Michaels on the top rope. Jarrett with a superplex. Michaels gets a roll up for a 2 count. Michaels kicks out of a figure 4 attempt, and Jarrett collides with referee Earl Hebner. Michaels gets ready for sweet chin music, but Roadie clips his leg. Jarrett hits a body press for a 2 count. Michaels reverses an Irish whip, and Roadie trips Jarrett thinking that it's Michaels. Michaels hits sweet chin music to get the pin and become the new Intercontinental Champion. Barry D interviews Michaels. He says that the party is on him. Vince and Lawler talk about what just happened. Doc talks about Jarrett and Roadie arguing in the back, and this would be quickly dropped as Jarrett and Roadie would be out of the WWF the same night as they walk out over disagreements about the future plans for their characters. WWF Tag Team Championship match, Owen Hart and Yokozuna with Mr. Fuji and Jim Cornette versus the Allied Powers Lex Luger and the British Bulldog. Last WWF pay-per-view match for Luger. The Spanish announce team is introduced. Luger and Yoko start. They lock up and Yoko pushes off. Yoko with a headbutt. Back and forth. Luger runs Yoko into the turnbuckle. Yoko falls down on Hart's foot. Hart and Yoko push each other. Cornette separates them. Hart tagged in and slapped Luger. Luger with an armbar. Bulldog tagged in. He and Hart trade holds. Bulldog with a backdrop, and Hart lands on his shoulder. Faces in control. Yoko hits Bulldog to knock him down, and Yoko tagged in. Yoko with a nerve hold. Color me shot as Vince talks about Davey Boy Smith's pass with the Dynamite Kid. Bulldog breaks the hold, but Yoko hits a clothesline and Hart tagged in and gets a 2 count. Bulldog with a sunset flip for a 2 count. Hart misses a corner charge when Bulldog moves. Yoko and Luger tagged in. Luger cleans house. He throws Hart on Yoko and hits double clotheslines. Hart breaks up the pin. Yoko misses a corner charge. Double belly to back to Yoko. Hart hits Luger as he comes in and Yoko hits a leg drop to get the pin. We then get a WWF Superstar line ad. The Lumberjacks come out as they flash back to what led to the main event. WWF Championship Lumberjack match, Diesel versus Sid with Ted DiBiase. Todd Pettengill talks to Diesel. He says he's ready to settle this with Sid. Shawn Michaels leads Diesel to ringside. The bell rings and Diesel attacks Sid. Sid goes out and gets thrown back in. He rolls out to his side to regroup. Diesel is thrown out and gets pummeled by the heels. Sid gets a 2 count. A Diesel chant goes out. Sid stomps Diesel. The heels choke Diesel on the second rope. Sid with a running boot to Diesel. They trade shots. Diesel with an elbow drop. Diesel dives onto the Lumberjacks. Diesel hits a leapfrog by the guillotine. Sid ran into the corner. Mabel grabs Diesel and runs him into the ring post. He brutalizes Diesel. He and Mo roll Diesel in. Sid punishes Diesel. Sid with a rear chinlock. Sid powerbombs Diesel. He gets a 2 count. Diesel backdrops out of a second attempt. Sid goes out and attacks the lumberjacks. Michaels jumps on Sid from the top rope. Diesel goes for the jackknife but had to fight off the lumberjacks. Diesel with a big boot to get the pin. Diesel and the face lumberjacks celebrate as they sign off from Nashville with a highlight video. Final thoughts. A show that was good, but with Jarrett and Roadie leaving and Godwin getting hurt, they couldn't build any momentum. You can follow me on Facebook, Threads, and Instagram at TheJoeyHarris. If you like the show, please leave a review on iTunes, Apple Podcasts, or your preferred podcast app. I would really appreciate it. We can also be found on Spotify and YouTube. Just search for the Cup of Joe Wrestling Show and don't forget to hit subscribe. Thank you for joining me. This is Joey saying so long from the heart of Virginia.
The Cup of Joe Wrestling Show is a production of Baby Kangaroo Media.